All right, folks. Today, our special guests on the program are Bud Thornton and JD Andrew of course, the fabulous Boxmasters, that little old band from LA that I love so much. And we want to talk to the boys a little bit about their latest release and some things like that. So, without further ado, let's talk about Light Rays. First, I want to say that the new issue of Kudzu magazine is out today, and there's a review. Somebody said some really nice things about the album in there. Oh, wait a minute. I know who it was. It was me. And there's also a spotlight on the Boxmasters. Our first artist spotlight, where I kind of run down what I feel like are the 30 best Boxmaster songs ever. And like I said, there's a disclaimer that says, I reserve the right to change my mind at any moment. Because it kind of does. But anyway, with Light Rays, I understand that you two did all the instruments on the album. Is that right?
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've done it exclusively, right, JD? I think, I
Yeah.
mean, we usually do most everything, but this time I think it was just the two of us on literally everything.
Yeah, usually we'll write a bunch of songs and then we'll have people come in. We've had, various longtime collaborators along the way. And this time, we'd come off tour and we were blasting through these songs and everything was sounding really good. And also kind of we were forced because our normal studio was booked and we couldn't get into, so we had to go to another studio. And at this place, they had a really amazing vintage Vox Jaguar organ. And we've always used some sort of approximation of it. And, but this thing was so inspiring. And so kind of all the songs that we did, like Satellite Guy and Come What May, Downy Girl, they were all songs that we did there. And they kind of just, because we had that organ there, I played a couple of solos on that, and it kind of led the way to, okay, this is a sound we've got to use on this record a lot. And, by the time we got done, we didn't really need anybody else to come play anything on the songs. And so we were really happy with how they came out. We didn't really need any help. And, we've got a really good record that we're really proud of.
Yeah, and of course, as you know, I've been there since the beginning, and I wouldn't blow wind up your skirt. I will tell you the truth that it's the best album yet. It really is. Well, the one that's coming out next, what is it, 66?
Yeah,
Or something. That one's kind of going to give this one a run for its money too. But it's just, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about one of the first singles, maybe the first single. Was it the first single, Breathe Easy?
Yeah.
That song resonates with me after all the breathing problems that I had for all these years. But anyway, what was you guys' inspiration on that song? I really like it a lot. What was it, musical and lyrically?
Well, first of all, I mean, musically, it sounds a lot like when we do our 60s pop rock songs. It's we just naturally played it that way. And, originally it was, I just came up with a little thing on my little tiny acoustic guitar here, and with a sort of an idea of what the chorus was and everything. But lyrically, the song is really about parents trying to tell their kids, listen, I know I'm a pain in the ass. Like how protective I am of you and everything. But one of these days when you grow up, you'll see why. And so anytime Bella and Connie, my daughter and my wife, anytime they go anywhere, I'm so paranoid that I'm sort of, a little bit nerved up the whole time they're gone. And when they come home, then I can breathe easy. And so that's the idea behind it. Or if they call me from somewhere, then I breathe easy.
Yeah.
And there's this movie, Finding Nemo, and in the movie, Bella really liked it when she was a little kid, and the father of Nemo, his name is Marlin, and Marlin was like, because the mother was gone, he was totally paranoid of losing Nemo, or him getting off into the deep part of the ocean or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Bella actually calls me Marlin. And so anyway, the song is really saying, look, I'll always be here for you. And one of these days you'll love somebody more than you do yourself, like I do you. And you'll breathe easy too when you see them coming through the door. So that's really what's behind the song. So it's actually, every now and then we'll do songs about our kids or our family, and as usual on this record, there's like something like that has such a deep seated thing for us in terms of family and the good stuff. And then you go to the opposite end of the spectrum, and we have some really dark songs that also sound like Breathe Easy, but if you read the lyrics, they're not.
Yeah. Yeah. The current single, Light Rays, what's the story behind that song? I love that one too. Obviously.
Well, Light Rays, I honestly, the first thing that happened with Light Rays was I was watching TV, and I just saw, I don't even remember what exactly it was on, but the word Light Rays popped up, and I thought, what a good song title, and I went around the house singing, you're sending light rays over my way, with that exact melody that's in the song. And but this song is actually about it's got a hooky chorus and everything, so you'd think it's just a love song, about somebody sending you.
Well, it kind of is.
Oh, yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, a very dark love song, and it's actually about a guy who's in a special place for the criminally insane, who lives across a bay, and he can actually see the apartment of the person, the object of his desire, who sometimes when people are delusional, like stalker types, they believe the person really loves them, and the only reason they tell them to get the hell away from them is because they can't take it because their love is too deep or whatever, So that's actually what the song is about. It's about a stalker who's in a mental institution, and across the bay, he can actually see her place. And, I imagined the Bay Area up in Northern California, but obviously that bay is a little too big to see somebody's apartment across the bay, but that's what I had in mind. But it's a dark, creepy love.
It kind of sounds, it always felt like Alcatraz to me, like the guys there in Alcatraz and can see out.
Mm.
But that's my picture of it as a listener.
Well, that's interesting. How long did it take you guys to put this album together from the start to finish?
I think it took about 3 sessions. Usually we go in for 3 or 4 days, or 3 days at a time, and we'll crank out 3 or 4 songs in each of those sessions. So we, just kind of had the idea that this was going to be our follow-up. It was, we recorded Boxmaster 66 before the tour of 2019, and we got that one all finished. And then when we got back from the tour, then we started this one. So kind of the only idea we had was this would be, our 1967 record or something, like our follow-up, like this would be the year after we had just done 66. So 66 is more of a garage type of record. This is, our later follow-up to that, even though it was only a couple of months. And so it took us, it took about 3 months, but it was only about one session a month. So we would write some songs, go in and record them, then write a few more songs. And, we just did it when we could. And by, the beginning of the new year, then that one was finished up and we were ready to get on to the next thing, which was, of course, right when everybody had to lock down at home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, two-part question. How many years have you guys been working together, and how did you initially start working and writing and recording together?
What's it been,
Well,
JD? 14 years?
Yeah, it was December of 2006 is when I got the call to come help Billy finish recording Beautiful Door. It was supposed to be a 3-week session, doing overdubs and vocals and whatever needed to be done to finish up that record so it could be mixed, and that was supposed to be it. But somewhere around week 2 or 3, Billy came down and said, "Hey, how well do you play guitar?" And it was only me and him. We were in his studio at his house, and there was no one there. So he's like, I got asked to record a song for a Canadian TV show. Can you learn to play Lost Highway, and we'll record a version of it tonight? And so we did it, and it had this sound that was pretty inspiring to us. And here we are, 10 releases. I don't know how many actual records and songs we've actually recorded, but
a lot.
So it's this is our 14th year, and honestly, we keep getting better and better, and I keep having fun, and everything other than this year has been really great.
Yeah.
We had a great tour planned for this summer that we are moving to 2021.
Yeah.
And our first trip to Europe, our first tour of Europe that we were supposed to have. And so, that was disappointing that we missed out on that, but we're still at it. We just finished another record, so we'll keep going, and we'll start writing some more songs here pretty soon.
Well, you talk about songwriting. I last week I decided to go back and revisit Billy Bob's Cave Full of Ghosts and read it again because it's so much fun. But I know at the beginning of every chapter there's Thornton and Andrew lyrics to songs, and I was looking and I was like, well, there's a lot of these songs I've never heard. But it's like I was like, I got to thinking about you guys as the new Lennon and McCartney, as far as just prolific songwriting. I mean, I got to give you props for that, because I've never seen a couple of guys write so many songs, and I don't know how long, but you've got a bunch of albums too, as we know, that have yet to see the light of day. So my question is, and I asked this 10 years ago, so I'm gonna ask it again. Are there any plans to release things like Dinosaur and Holy Toledo, and I think you had an album named Bellflower, but you got the song out. So I mean, all that stuff. Are you going to do like you did with Providence at some point, maybe, and put some of that out?
Yeah, I'm sure we will, and we already have, actually, in a way. I mean, Dinosaur obviously is a sort of rock opera or concept album, So hopefully we'll put that out someday. It's pretty timely right now, actually. I wish we could, but labels aren't usually really crazy about 74-minute concept records.
Yeah.
But we may have to do it on our own. I don't know. But in terms of Holy Toledo and the Bellflower record, we've actually taken songs from those and put on other records. We re-recorded them. But I think, let's see, on Holy Toledo, what was it, JD, we took off of Holy Toledo recently and put on something?
I feel like we took Middle of the Night, that song, Boxmasters 66. I can't remember if we took any others or not. I mean, Psychedelic we used a while back and put that on in stereo, or T-surfing one of those. You know, so we're kind of going back and picking through and finding songs, you know, that we can update and fit with the stuff that we're doing now. I mean, luckily, you know, the stuff that we were doing 10 years ago fits really nicely with what we do today. And so we can grab those songs that we wrote and just kind of polish them up, maybe put a couple of different parts or a different couple of sounds on them, and they immediately fit in with what we're doing currently. So, you know, it's some of those things, you know, they were in our kind of, you know, earlier transition period where we were going from the first couple of records into more of what we do now. And so there's some remnants of things that, you know, I don't want to call them growing pains. They're just stuff that we were doing then that, you know, we're like, maybe we don't want to stick with that sound. Let's update some things here and there. So, you know, we've got so much other stuff that we're doing now that there's some songs that we love that we want to be able to put out, but we want to make them sound like we do now and how we play now and all that. So it's you know, it's just a constant evolution, and some things you have to just leave behind.
Yeah. I
Jan,
learned that.
Jan, bring me a Pepsi. That's what Captain Beefheart used to say to his mother. No, actually, what it is this. It says this meeting has been upgraded by the host and now includes unlimited minutes. But I'm afraid to touch anything unless Jan.
Everything's fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that thing over you guys' faces. And
It isn't showing on the recording.
Just click OK. Click OK, and it'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. But I just want to make sure it doesn't cover up Buffalo's splendid Drew Lombard beard.
Well, I thought JD had the Drew Lombard. They were yeah. Well, you already touched on this. I just was, you know, going to ask about the tour, but as a part of that, you guys, just want to get your take on the situation in the world right now in 2020 with the COVID, with the upheaval, with everything.
Is there stuff going on?
There's things going on. That's right. You don't get out of the studio. I forgot.
Yeah, if we weren't locked at home, that's more than likely what we would be doing. But still, at the same time, it's like if it's not on YouTube Kids or you know, the Disney Channel, it's like I don't, you know, get to see much of you know, current events or sports or stuff anymore. It's all kids programming.
You may be lucky that you don't get the news, because I had to quit watching it. This is too much. But I personally feel like, you know, we're headed into a better, you have to kind of feel that way. I think 2021 is going to be a big summer for music, and that people are going to, all the bands that had to put off their tours are going to all hit the road, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Including y'all. Well, I had just a couple of questions here. I would be remiss, and the fans would be mad at me if I didn't ask a couple of questions about Bud, about your day job, that other job, just a couple of simple things.
The fun part of that is most of the time he's working at night. So
yeah, your night job. Yeah, night watchman.
Yeah,
everybody loves Goliath, and everybody wants to know the status. Have you wrapped up another season or been taping another season?
we were already doing the fourth and final season because I only signed up for 4, and so we had started it, and they shut us down. I think it was March 9th when they shut us down. And we'd only gotten maybe an episode and a half done or something like that. So we're going to start on it again a week from today, next Tuesday.
Good.
And,
I look forward to that.
We'll see how far we get. You know, hopefully powers that be don't shut us down. But I guess if somebody popped up positive, they would shut it down again.
Well, was that picture I saw on the internet of you from Goliath, where you look like David Bowie? All the makeup and everything,
Oh yeah.
lipstick and makeup.
Oh
that was
yeah. That was from last season. Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was.
I must have went to the bathroom during that scene.
Yeah, that was a weird, just sort of dreamy, kind of odd scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go back and watch it again.
A little psychedelic. But yeah, that was in season 3.
All right, cool. Any other movie news or TV?
Not really. Yeah, I got a couple of things that I'd like to do at some point, but they're not at any stage yet to where there's anything to talk about. But a couple of really great ones out there that I want to do, and hopefully, things will clear up. And after the tour and another record or so, maybe I'll go back and do a motion picture. But it's just trying to find the right time and find the right thing to do. And like I said, there are a couple of them that I do want to do. So hopefully we'll get those together.
Oh, good. JD, you got anything else going on musically or anything besides being a father that you're busy doing? I mean, I know that's a full-time job.
Tell them about the rats.
Yeah, it's mostly domestic life around here. I've got 3 kids, a fish, and some rats that like to come and hang out in my house. So I've been dealing with that the last few days.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Kind of reminds me of that's how I was raised. I had rats too, but they weren't pets.
Yeah, no, mine aren't either. They're just like to come live with us. But
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I am in the midst of wrapping up a documentary on this school in Perry, Oklahoma that has won 40 state championships in wrestling, and they made a documentary about this school, and I just did the audio mix for it. And it's a pretty fascinating little story of this little bitty town in the middle of Oklahoma and their wrestling legacy. And so it's something called like The Price of Legacy. And so we're almost done with the mix on that. And other than that, if you watch the Spanish version of Road Trip on Disney Plus, I mixed that.
well, I'll make sure and watch that.
Yeah, you have to watch it in Spanish though.
Yeah.
That's about it. Other than that, there's a few other random things, but mostly it's just trying to keep the Zoom parties going, and they've opened up the recording studios a bit with a lot of safety precautions. So in the last couple months, Bud and I have gone in and recorded 9 songs. So we did 9 days of recording and 1 day of mixing, and we mixed all 9 songs. And honestly, it's like the best sounding record we've put out or, done in forever. I'm super proud of how it sounds. And, it's a different kind of record for us. It's got the same touches, but it's also got some different things in it. And so it's kind of our, Billy can explain it better, but it's the record we've done this summer over the last couple months, and eventually we'll send it to you, but we want to wait until, you can properly absorb Light Race first.
Yeah, I'm still trying to absorb that because, I mean, when I crank it up on my Echo device in the morning, almost every morning, and it's like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the same feeling I got in the 60s from the Byrds and the Beatles. I was a big fan of the Byrds, the jingle jangle, as we say, or Tom Petty, that kind of thing. So, I mean, as far as, I don't know, I was going to say radio ready, but I can't say that because radio is not anything like it used to be.
That's true.
Were you in the 70s or the 60s, every song on there would be a single on the radio. But being the way it is now, where kids won't buy an album, they'll buy one song, download one song. So my goal in life, you know, I just turned 21, so I'm my goal in life is to teach the new generation the value of a complete album and listening to it from front to back. And yes, please, I'm so happy you guys are putting them out on vinyl, because yes, I know 15 minutes you have to turn it over. People, don't be lazy, just do it, because there's something about the sound of analog and the warmth of vinyl. I mean, I love CDs, but playing the stuff on record, it just, I don't know. You know, I guess I show my age. I don't know, but I'm glad to see that some of the younger generation are latching onto the vinyl.
Well, it is. It's a musical experience, and I had the same thing because my turntable had been put away for like 10 years because I didn't have a place to put it. And about 2 years ago, we moved into a new place, and all of a sudden I had a room for my studio. You know, that's where all my junk goes, where I'm sitting right now. And
me too.
Yeah, so I was able to finally set my turntable up, and it also was right about the time that we had the spec reference records to listen to and check out. And so I was able to put spec on and listen to it in here. And honestly, it completely changed how I wanted to make records. And just like I wanted to hear in our records that sound I hear when I hear a vinyl record.
Yeah.
And you know, it's there's not a lot of high end, there's not a lot of low end, but you know, the mid range just sounds right to you. Yeah. And you know, so we you know, since then we've recorded our mixes to tape. You know, we still have to use a Pro Tools system to record it, just because you can't, I mean, first off, I want to be able to maybe take it somewhere else and record some other things, other places. And you just can't count on a tape machine sort of, you know, to be able to record the songs and then be able to finish them off. So we record Pro Tools and then mix it to tape. So at least we have, when we're done, we have a few reels of tape, and that this is our record that we can then take that to the mastering guy. He can make a vinyl record out of that and the CDs and all that. And it just makes it more of like, this is finished. This is done.
Yeah.
This is our record, and it has a sound to it. And it just has a little bit of, you know, sonic fingerprint to it. Like, this has decisions made that were, you know, hopefully to make the song sound like they should have sounded back in the days when you listen to vinyl records only.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna wrap up. I just wanted to say, get you to do me a favor and let people know, anybody watching this, how they can follow you on social media. Please give the website and tell them how they can get onto that wonderful, wonderful Instagram that you do. I just love I mean, you put a lot of work into that thing, but I mean, it's like every day. And it's the way I do with the Southern Rock Hall of Fame one. Every day I post, and you can, you know, I've built up quite a following on that because of it. But the yours is the one I look forward to every day. So Instagram is, what is the handle or whatever?
The Instagram is @_Boxmasters_official. You know, we had to switch because we couldn't figure out the password to the old account. And
it happens to me all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we decided, you know, our guy that had been doing the website and the social media stuff, he, you know, is an artist in his own right, and he just got so busy that he wasn't able to keep up with all the stuff that he had to do with that. And so instead of hiring somebody else, we just decided that we would take it on ourselves, because no one really knows how we want to present ourselves better than us.
That's
So
true.
it's and also that has the stuff, we have pictures from, all of the, since we began, and we have access to all the stuff that we want to put up. So, thankfully people send us a lot of pictures, and keep doing so, please. And, so it's like we have all this stuff. So it's like, well, why not share it? It's a great place to put it up. And the website is www.theboxmasters.com.
Yeah.
And, we just started that. I'm not very good of a web designer, but, luckily they make some pretty easy tools for making a website these days.
Yes.
And eventually we'll have stuff for sale. We're getting to that point where it's like, I've got a few shirts left over from previous tours that I'm going to put up there. And, we've got some records that we've signed that I'm going to put up, and we'll just find some things that hopefully people will find interesting, and we'll kind of get a few things going, and then we'll be able to get some new stuff as we figure out how to do it. So that's partially the reason for the lag is, we're not good at this. We're figuring it out as we go. And so, we have to figure out how to make shirts and other goodies and, make them available to the public.
Well, you might not be good at that, but sure are good at making music. I tell you that. Yeah, it is. That's the most important thing. I was going to say, I do have a suggestion for merch. I was looking back through the old stuff. I've had somewhere in here, I've got a bag of Boxmasters coffee. And there's, I got to thinking, what I haven't seen is the Boxmasters beer. Yeah, baby.
Not a bad idea.
I got the Kiss one, the Gene Simmons beer, and the Gene Simmons soda. Screw them. I want a Boxmasters beer.
You know what I've got, Michael? I've got a, what do you call it? From back in the day when Carter was president. Remember Billy beer?
Yeah, I've got a 6-pack of that too.
Yeah.
Hey, look there. This is.
Oh, look at that.
We went down to Plains, man, and to his gas station, and he autographed our 6-packs. Billy did. That was crazy. We went looking for Jimmy at his house. It was pretty fun. They've got a documentary out on him, by the way, called Rock and Roll President.
Wow.
It's all about his dealings with Phil Walden and Capricorn and everything. I can't wait to see that. And, while I'm suggesting things, if you guys get a chance to watch the Cream magazine documentary that's out, it's on Amazon. And it is great.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff on Lester Bangs and Cameron Crowe and everybody. It's killer. Really good.
I haven't seen that one. That's great.
Just watch that until you can see the real documentary, the Boxmasters documentary, which I personally am waiting on.
You should make it yourself.
Huh?
You should make it.
I think I will. On my iPhone.
The problem
All
is,
right, guys, wait a minute. Here we go. Do what? The problem
we
is
don't have enough video. We don't have enough, we've it's hard enough taking pictures, remembering to take a picture of all the things that we do, to actually grab video of all these things, even though we have these great cameras in our pockets these days. It's just, the kids are used to, something's happening. Well, let's pull out our phone and take a video of it. And to us, it's just, I've got to remember to do that stuff. And it's just not second nature to us like it is the kids these days.
Well, you talk about photos, JD. I want to publicly thank you for something you did years ago. We were at Merrimack when Bud invited me on sound check to get up and play Can't You See with him and Teddy and those, and you took pictures of it. Had nobody taken pictures, I would have been so sad. But I ended up with these really great photos playing the baby blue telly. And I guess it's your guitar. It's either yours or Butler's.
No, it was mine, because otherwise I would have been
you were
up
taking
on
the pictures. Yeah. And Teddy was playing bass. But that, yeah, thank you for doing that, because I mean that was just, you know, that's one of those things where somebody thinks about somebody besides themselves, and it's like you're like, I bet that guy would like to have that. And it just meant the
Yeah,
world to me.
you know, it's you wish that, you know, that we were, I wish that we were had the means to have somebody with us, like on tour and on all these things. It's like I'd love to and have somebody in the studio just there constantly just taking pictures and video and all that. But you know, it's
Oh, we've tried it.
well, yeah, I mean, we tried. It's like, but
Having
that
people, but when we tell every tour, we go, everybody take video, take pictures all the time. Nobody ever does it.
yeah, I'll get you know, I'll get 4 pictures from somebody of the street outside of a venue, or
No.
you know, the dressing room, and it's like, well, what am I going to do with this? There's none of us in the pictures. You know, it's like, don't send me stuff of us playing. You know, that's the
Yeah.
stuff we can't take pictures of ourselves. So, you know,
Well,
you know, they got a few here and there, but it's usually it's like trying to find them from the photographers that are at the show.
yeah,
And you know, it's like getting what you can, and so it's difficult documenting everything when you're actually in what you want documented.
it is. I mean, there's been times when I was on stage with Charlie Daniels down at the Angeles thing we were doing every year, and I would be on stage singing backup with Charlie and Doug Gray and all these people, and I had my camera, and I was taking pictures of the other people on stage, which was really, really weird. But I'll let you go. But I have one more thing on the Instagram. My favorite pictures that you posted are Bud and his dog.
You know what? I tell him about
such a dog person.
I tell him every day. It's like, if you really want to make us famous, just post pictures of your dogs.
Exactly.
That's what people will come and see. And you know, he'll send me one every once in a while. But it's like, send me a picture of the dogs every day, and we'll be famous. You know, and I'll start putting music behind them. And
so for your later album cover, you need to do one where you put dogs and put them on little skinny ties and jackets and call it Road Dogs.
Yeah.
Boxmasters Road Dogs.
They started charging me for taking their pictures. That's a problem.
The dogs have their own agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog agent. All right, well, guys, I appreciate it a bunch. I'll get this all together and let people see it. But thank you for your time, and keep on rocking in the free world.
All right, man. Good to see you, buddy.
You too, man. Thanks, guys.